minutes.
Oh, she said that? I'm not watching. I'm reading the comment section over here.
What, of the actual live stream?
Yeah, I'm watching the live stream, USA Swimming. A lot of comments about DQs. What's happening today?
Everyone is getting
What's been happening all week? The breaststrokers just getting punted. They're all doing butterfly. And then what we just saw Emma Wyatt there, DQ'd in that women's 400 IM heat, Olympic silver medalist and world's bronze medalist from last year, gone. She got out of the pool, stormed out, pretty filthy. So you think they protest it and see if she can get herself back in that final tonight. Obviously against Alex Walsh, Katie Grimes looked pretty good in a qualifier as well, and Leah Hayes.
There's no protesting. Protesting don't work. It's you've been DQ'd for a reason, and we're at a stage where they're going between video reviewing and not video reviewing and video reviewing, and they're literally video reviewing every single heat of every event that has breaststroke in it, so that you don't double fly kick. And there's also like a grey area where what athletes do is they fly kick before they do the pull, and then they readjust their legs as they angle upwards. So you get like 1.5 fly kicks, and it's technically by the book legal, but depending on the referee who's watching, it might look very much illegal. And a lot of people, when they get tired, that half kick looks like a full kick, and that's probably why in a 4 a.m. you're going to get yourself DQ'd.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you this, it's American swimming, and there are protests, and they do win these. So if they got the right coach with the right protest, they can get it overturned.
Yeah, it happens in Australia. You can get it done if you get in there and argue for your swimmer, and I reckon she'll be pushing really hard. Why not to get back in it?
Yeah. Nah, that's not going to fly. I think they'll pull her back in. No way. She's not fly kicking. Where's she fly kicking? She doesn't need to fly kick.
I think Bella Swims just didn't swim it. I think she didn't get DQ'd, I don't think.
There's Megan. What's happening?
Megs is in.
Hi. I'm in. I've got the times. Okay. I'm here. I'm back.
I think I'm actually going to start to go with Megs. Megs is better. I'm going with Megs from now on. Is that cool?
You could go with Megs. Yeah, Megs is good. I like Megs. Just chuck a Z on there. Just watching this 400 IM, so a few heats of that 400 IM. It's always
What's your thoughts?
On the breaststroke kick or the 400
Yeah,
IMs?
breaststroke kick. You think there's a lot of breaststroke kick going on out there?
Yeah, I think there is. I think the bubbles confuse it when you dive in. But I don't know too much about breaststroke, so I can't really comment. Can't say I ever did butterfly kick with breaststroke, but I've also seen it, so I don't know. I'd like to see her argue it. I'd like to see her win it and get back in. She's got nothing to kind of lose by arguing, right? Like she can either it's already a no, so I hope she gets back in. We saw it a bit at national age champs in Australia, so I think most of them got back in. They had some really good arguments. So there's so many camera angles, which is maybe a good thing and a bad thing for them.
But it's obviously not clear. That's why people have an idea. When you're getting over a dozen disqualifications for the same infringement, there needs to be a clearer, either the rules need to be clearer or, the coaches and the athletes need to know where they're at. Something's got to give.
Yeah.
I like our comment section way better than USA Swimming comment section. Is there no one over there? Like, you can just write whatever you want on USA Swimming comment section. It's horrible.
I love how you're breaking news over there in the comment section.
I guess so.
You're going to break the internet.
I was sitting here preparing a coffee for myself a minute ago, and all of a sudden I'm over here breaking news. So, someone's breaking news that I'm breaking news, I guess.
Can't wait to see it. So, 400 IM qualifiers going on day 3. Do you want to recap a bit of day 2?
Yes,
the finals
do it.
Last night. And again, I've got my top 3 favourite swims. I hope Sunny agrees with me this time after yesterday. But number 1, mate, Gretchen Walsh. What a meet. 20 years of age. It's been her breakthrough meet, and she's been the rock star of that age group kind of show now for a couple of years. A ton of gold medals at Junior Worlds and Junior Pan Packs, and we saw what she could do in that 100 freestyle. 53-1-4 on the first night where she got third. behind a University of Virginia teammate in Kate Douglas. And what a squad they've got pumping there now. And, Todd DeSorbo, take a bow as well, just getting better and better. Obviously, Alex Walsh in that squad as well. But what about Gretchen? American record, 25-1-1. Wins the 50 fly ahead of Tori Husk, who now has to step it up in that 100 fly. And, Walsh's time, third all time in history. Well, equal third with Rikeiko Iki of Japan, and only Sjostrom and Therese Alshamar have swum faster, and all eyes on that 100 fly today. So it's great to see Gretchen finally making it, at an open level.
What about this controversy? I don't really care about the 50s of stroke as much as I should. I love the 50s of stroke, but I don't really care unless they become an Olympic event. Like, when are they going to become an Olympic event? When are we going to hand out gold medals to a legitimate 50 butterfly, 50 breast, 50 back? Like, let's get Olympic medals on the line here. That's when I'll truly care about this thing. Am I wrong here?
I like when Brett has been doing his top 10 sprinters of all time recently, and he doesn't even specify freestyle sprinters. He just defines sprinters, and
exactly, it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, there's no Olympic champ. Unfortunately, the likes of Nick Santos and all these other specialists on the one length, they just can't win anything because there's nothing big for them to win. But and it even shows in this event, like every single race at this US trials right now, the top 2 go to world champs, or relay events, top 4 or top 6, except the 50 where the top 1 goes.
Yeah,
like they won't even.
No respect.
Second, and she doesn't even guarantee a spot.
No respect. Yeah.
So they're only even for 50 freestyle, or is that top 2?
No, that's an Olympic event, Megs.
Yeah,
Come on.
okay,
That's
I know.
That's the ultimate sprint event. But that's what I'm saying. I don't really care about Michael Andrew winning the 50 fly as much as I should, because he's not going to be an Olympic contender next year in the event. He's not even able to swim it. So I want to care more than I do, is what I'm saying.
So
I'm surprised
about Gretchen in the 50 back. Will she get the world record today? That's a big call.
Who cares?
I get where you're coming from, and I think it's time. And when they put the 1500 in for women, and they put the 800 in for men. Now they've put the mixed medley relay in, which is just that's a clown show.
Nonsense.
So there's stuff to give. Yeah, there's definitely events to give there. I don't see why they can't.
Let's start a petition. You're right. Let's make sprint relevant again. Let's make it the top thing that everyone wants to come and watch. I agree. Start a petition. Let's get 50s of stroke. Actually, we might know someone who might be taking over the IOC in the future, so maybe we can.
That's
maybe
real
we
handy.
Maybe we get her on the show and be like, "We want 50s of stroke. Damn it! Otherwise, we're not voting for you."
But regardless of the 50s, still Gretchen Walsh, 20 years of age. That 100 freestyle on day 1, like, she stepped it up now. She's on the team, and she's going to be a big part of this team. You get the feeling for many years to come. Moving on, number 2 swim, Regan Smith, 200 back. She's back. And I knew Sonny gave her a bit of stick yesterday after a 200 fly on day 1, and thought maybe she looks a bit rusty after that, phenomenal meet that she had in Tempe just like 3 weeks ago. But a 203.8. First time that she's been sub 204 in 4 years, less than half a second off her own American record. And I think in the swimming world, it's what we want to see. It is absolutely on now. Kaylee, Regan, the 2 fastest ever to do it, the 200 back, are going to go head to head. And it's a matchup made in heaven for these 2 teenage superstars.
Yeah. Is it 2 years since she went 203, or is it 4 years?
4 years since she's gone sub 204.
Yeah, well,
back at Worlds 2019.
Yeah, so when she broke the world record, she went 203.3, and she's not made a team since that race. This is the first 200 backstroke team she's made since being world champion and breaking a world record. And that's kind of the problem with American trials. Megan, you said it earlier. You would never have made an Olympic team in America. It doesn't matter how fast you are if you can't make the team. Kaylee can literally go PB plus 20 at Aussie trials and still wins by 50 meters. She can train hard all year and taper for Olympics, world champs. Regan has to be good here, and she has. She has stepped up and gone that 203, and you can see it meant a lot as well.
Yeah, I think you could see how much like relief it took from her afterwards, like after the race, how much relief because she's missed that 200 backstroke the last couple of years, which I found like after she went 203 4 years ago, I was like, how did she miss the team in the 200 backstroke? I was absolutely astounded. But and now I kind of see it. There's so much, second was a 205. So that's pretty quick. If you look at the Aussie trials, our second, I think, was 209. So I think Regan looked really good. She went out in 60.0, which is really quick, feet on the wall, first 100. So I think her and Kaylee are going to have a really good battle. They both kind of like swim it pretty similar. They both go out pretty quickly. And I think Kaylee has at the moment slightly better turns underwaters. So those skills are going to come into it. And I think it's going to be a nice little battle. I think who's got the most courage to take it out and just hold on. I think there's a world record going to be absolutely broken in that 200 backstroke come Worlds, whether it's Kaylee or Regan.
What'd you say, Kurt? If they're swimming this in the Hudson River, you got money on Kaylee, right?
Well, I'm just happy that Regan's there because it's like it's a title fight now. You want to see the two best. They are the two best at their best, and just let them go blow for blow, and that's what we want as swimming fans. Third best swim. Claire Weinstein, this chick, 16 years of age, had her breakthrough last year, made the world's team at 15. She just missed the final there in Budapest. I think she finished about 10th, but now 155.26, fourth fastest American in history. Now, at 16 years of age, who's ahead of her? Alison Smith, Katie Ledecky, and Missy Franklin. Man, that is some serious company to be alongside. She takes down Ledecky, albeit obviously Katie backing up off that fabulous 800 the night before, 155.28 for her. And then here comes the cavalry. And we spoke about the women's 4x1. What about the women's 4x2 for the US now? Sims, 18 years of age, 156.08. Gemmel's 18, 156.23. And then Shackle's 16, 156.7. You've got two 16-year-olds, two 18-year-olds, and Ledecky, and you've got a 4x2 that looks good. If not next year, LA looks incredible. So I think a big takeaway from this meet so far, women's relays for freestyle 4x1 and 4x2 are definitely back in business.
Sonny, what do you think, mate?
To be honest, as I was listening through to Kurt's top three, I was just seeing where I could pick holes. But the only hole I will pick is that he didn't put Claire as number one. I mean, come on. 16-year-old beating Ledecky. That's number one. That's number one swim of the night. But I also thought it was interesting. I don't actually disagree with Kurt's opinions that they were good. But there was not a single men's race talked about there. And that was simply because the men were nowhere near as good as the women last night. The 200 freestyle was nowhere near as quick as the heats. You know, Carson dropped out. It was okay. Nowhere near as good as the British. Let's be honest here. The 50 fly, Caleb.
We'll get to that next.
Medal, but the times were slow. No 22 points. You know, was there any other men's races? I mean, Brett, you keep talking about Ryan Murphy and the two back, but I mean, this event's wide open. I mean, no one really wants to be good at it. 155, it's slow.
Wide open.
So, yeah.
He's had a 10-year dominance. What are you talking about? Wide open. If it's wide open, then put your hand on the wall before Ryan Murphy. It's not possible.
Let's put 200 back to one side for a moment. 200 back to one side. Let's go back to the women's 200 back and talk about Weinstein at 16, and then obviously Sims as well, and talk about what's going on in Las Vegas, because it is happening there at Sandpipers for sure. And Ron Aiken, the head coach, he's been the head coach there for 30 years. Hey, the dude has got it. Like, what a team he's got there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ron Aiken. Everyone knows Ron Aiken over here. Ron Aiken's like an underground legend. You know, he doesn't get the credit he deserves at times. I think it's starting to come through now more and more and more. A lot of the college coaches in the US get a lot of the credit, right? You know, like the high school kind of club coaches pass them on, and then all of a sudden the college coach is the savior. It's like, oh yeah, you made this athlete, but everybody knows Sandpipers are making athletes. It's a production over there, and it's a factory. And Ron Aiken is leading that for many years, and he's finally getting the respect that he deserves. His swimmers, they come to play. I'll tell you that. Tough.
Did I just read that she's 6 foot at 16? Weinstein, is she 6 foot?
She reminds me of Allison Schmidt.
Yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
believe Rowdy wasn't talking about that. That's exactly. She came on really early. She was super tall, and this is the second coming of Allison Schmidt right here.
Well, definitely. Again, a bright future for this 4x2, that's for sure. All right, now we can go to the men's 200 back. And I've got one comment about men's 200 back, not just here at the US, but internationally. It is weak sauce right now. It is probably the most lackluster event in international men's swimming as far as it is. Rilov, we don't even know if he'll ever race again, if he'll even get a start. So he's gone. You got Greenbank and Murphy. You know, a 155.3 wins you a bronze at Worlds last year. That was Shane Casas. He's had just a disaster meet anyway. The world record's a 151.9. And you're winning world championship medals swimming a 155. Like, it's been 5 years since Murphy went a 153. Dude, like, no wonder Murphy's loving it. He can sit here like these ones and swim. He doesn't even break 155. Like, this is Christmas. Christmas come early for Murphy. He's loving it. He's got nothing to do.
Murphy doesn't have to drop times at nationals to win, but he does on the international stage. Now, listen, I might be wrong here, 10-year dominance, but how close was I? When was the first time Murphy won the national title? And when was the last time he lost? Tell me that.
He lost every year from 2016 to 2020 Olympics.
The national title I'm talking about. When did he lose? We're at the nationals right now. I'm talking about a 10-year dominance. When did he win his first one? And when did he lose his last?
I don't know. But
I said 10-year dominance on the national scene. That's what I'm saying.
I get it. The fact that Rylov is probably not going to race next year, like, it feels like Murphy's just got all the lottery tickets and it's just all coming up, it's all coming up for him. It works out perfect for him, does it not?
Well, that's what everybody's saying who races in Dressel's events. Like, they've all got the lottery tickets now because Dressel's not racing. So it's like, you could use that excuse for anyone that doesn't show up, but it's like whoever shows up wins. Okay, Murphy's showing up to win.
Is it the weakest men's event in the program right now?
Yes. It's the one that's furthest away.
If it's not, you tell me one that's weaker.
From the winners. The winners.
Tell me on the comments. If you've got a comment down there, you tell me on the comments a weaker event than the men's 200 back internationally right now.
Don't listen to what I don't think
there is one.
I said 10-year dominance on the world stage. Don't listen to what I say. I meant domestically. Yes, 10-year dominance. He just rolls up and wins. Nobody beats him domestically. Is what I meant to say. But
he's really consistent.
He gets on the podium. He gets on the podium. Come on, he does. He's an Olympic champ in this event. Like, he gets on the podium. Come on, guys. Let's be serious.
And at trials, that's all he has to do, right? He doesn't have to break world records until he's and you know what? He contributes, I think, pretty well to some really good relays, Ryan Murphy. And the 200 backstroke, whether it's whether he's dominating or not in the world, he's still if it is a weaker event, he's still getting medals. And that's just, I think those events go through up and downs though. You had the dominance of Ryan Lochte in there for so long, and then Ryan Murphy's come along, and I reckon it's probably one of the weakest on the men's events at the moment for sure.
What does this mean? What does this mean? No one's gone 152 in 12 years. I'm not sure what that means.
It means no one's been 152 in 12 years.
Well, no joke. No one's gone under 21 in 15 years. Yeah. What does that mean? It means nothing.
The takeaway is it's not Ryan Murphy's fault. It's just some, like Meg says, it's just the luck of the crew he got there. And what about Ted Lasso? He's back. Destin Lasco. He gets an individual swim. Mate, runner up to Murphy. He's our teammate. We loved him with that fourth placing in the 100 free on day one. Mate, great stuff. And then Murphy pulls another one of his Cal teammates there. Someone has to answer me this. Is Murphy from California? He is the whitest Californian I've ever seen in my life.
No, he's from Florida. He went to Bowls.
Dude, where does he do during the daytime? He obviously doesn't go in the sun.
That's racist. He doesn't like sun. He's Irish, for God's sake. Listen, look at his name, Ryan Murphy. He's a bloody Irishman. Of course, he's got white skin.
Maybe if he got some vitamin D, he might be able to go sub 154 again. But we'll leave that with that.
Have a look at Sonny right now. Look how white he is. I'm kidding. He's got a
Camera
little
looks
tan.
great, dude.
I'm gonna get in the sun quickly. Look, it
Got a little
shines on
tan.
me.
There you go.
All right. Well, speaking of Sonny, we'll flip it back. Men's 200 free. Now, with this, it was super tight. Hobson takes it 145.18. Smith there 145.63. Kibler 145.75. Foster, you'd think, is going to have to come back into this for the relay team. It's a workman-like event for them, all around that 145 mark, but no one cracking 145. And I think if they want to be successful in this 4x2, if they want to take on the Brits, they need an X factor. Who's going to be their X factor?
Todd.
We got 4 really solid guys.
Do you know what I mean? Like when the Brits have got Dean and Scott and they're going, 143 fly starts, throw in Richards, 144. Sonny could swim the 4th leg and they'd still win.
No.
They just need someone to drive. Is it going to be Kieran Smith? Is he the guy that needs to step it up? He's been sub 145. You know what I mean? They just need an out and out all-star to drive it home to give them a chance.
Yeah, there's no Phelpsy or Lochte or Townley Haas, even, someone that can come home in one.
They just need a big third leg. A big third leg.
That's right.
That was a very low-hanging fruit, JB. Very low-hanging.
If you're not going 144, you're not making the final in this event.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. Yeah, it's going to be very close to that.
I mean, that's where all the money's at right now. 144 at a minimum. 145 doesn't get a sniff.
And you can't rely on Carson on the program that he's got as well. It has to be one of these other guys. It's got to be. To me, it's got to be Kibler, Smith. It's got to be one of them.
I think the good thing is that they all are from big college programs, Texas, Florida. They know how to step up. They know how to do relay starts. They know how to swim big. We've seen it time and time again in American history on the 4x200 freestyle relay. Carson Foster swam this, the prelims swim, posted a really fast time because he wants to be on this relay. So he's the extra man here. It could be Texas, Florida.
And I think you can never out count the Americans. I think when come to Worlds, I think someone will step up, whether it's individual or for the relay. I think you'll see some pretty fast swims. I think the US are always good at relays. And I think they're all pretty consistent. They're all pretty 45s. So they've got a good chunk. I think they'll definitely go faster. Whether it's on paper, it doesn't, we've seen relays on paper. It doesn't really matter too much. So as long as they're in the final, I think 1 or 2 of them would definitely step up and be that. I hope it's Kieran Smith. I quite like him. So I hope they step up.
I think it should be Smith. I think Smith is the one that can do it at his best. I think he's got way more to give.
Yeah.
Megs, why'd you single him out? Why'd you say I quite like him? What does that mean?
I don't know.
A little clarification on this. Hey, what's happening?
It's more when I say I like someone, it's more I like how they swim, or I like their stroke, or
Okay.
I like I kind of liked how he swims a 200. Don't mind his stroke.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted a little clarification on why you liked
it.
X
factor. Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right, good. I don't think anyone's beaten the Brits. I think James Guy had the right approach here, basically saying we're the favourites. Come get us. No one's touching us, right? Isn't that right, Sonny?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. No, we've got 4 really good guys. I mean, Duncan's one of the best relay swimmers ever. Tom Dean's been one of the best relay swimmers ever. James Guy is one of the best relay swimmers ever. Matt Richards is 3rd in the world. It's really, the world record's getting crushed. Actually, it's a really good team.
Yeah. They're going to be.
Give us an update on. Can you give us an update on Duncan Scott? What he's doing? He's on a restricted program for Worlds. Do you know much about that?
Look, I don't know any more than you guys know from the media. He's swimming 200 IM in the relays. These guys care deeply. I mean, Jimmy Guy loves the relays. He is a relay boy, and these guys are a tight unit that love swimming relays. And when your relays are that good, and you can win the 4x1 and the 4x2, you're up there in the 4x1 medley. That they're good at the mixed teams. Why would you not get involved with the relays? And that's the approach they're having. Why swim an individual where you might come 8th when you can set the world record and win the relay and beat the Americans and the Aussies.
You know why? Because then you end up like Jenny Thompson. You win 8 gold medals, and you don't end up on my list of all-time greatest sprinters.
Oh, that's a dig.
That's not a dig. It's just a reality. It's like, no, look. If I had a choice, I'd take a relay too. I love relays. I'm a big relay guy. I like Jimmy Guy's approach here. I love a good relay. But listen, if you're an individual guy, like if you can crack an individual swim, and then that's where the money's at. But yeah, relays are great.
If you can pick from 4 countries, we've discussed this already. Why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you go for it and break that world record? That's what I would do.
Yeah. Can Dressel qualify for the Olympics? Absolutely. Yeah, all day long. Yeah. I mean, I see him coming back. Even last night was a little bit of a sniff of hope. You know, like in that 50 fly when he dropped that bronze medal there, a little sniff of hope. You know, if he can swim like that, if he can get on the podium looking like that, then he can possibly win the 100 fly at this meet. What do you think?
Yeah, do you reckon, will he make?
Can he win it? Can he win the 100 fly here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Around the grounds. What do you guys reckon? At this meet, yes. Can he win the 100 fly?
I say Dressel could win the 100 butterfly at this meet. Is it today? Is that what we're watching?
Yeah, today. Yep.
It's today. Yeah, he could win it.
No, they're still on 400 IMs.
Yeah.
Still on the 4 a.m.
People aren't happy. Tim Cheng is fuming. Look, we're an hour and a half into this meet and still on the 4 a.m. and they're still DQing people. They're just still DQing people.
Yeah. It's because like in between those races,
championships that finishes at 3 p.m. It starts at 9 a.m. and finishes at 3 p.m. Don't talk to me about length of meets. Trust me.
But they're just like, they're standing behind the blocks for about, no joke, about 4-5 minutes, just waiting because they have to obviously await for official results because someone's getting disqualified. So these guys are standing behind the blocks ready and they're delayed by 4 or 5 minutes. I was just watching it then. It's like.
Is it the same lane each time? Is it the same person just putting their hand up each time?
Forgot their glasses today.
Yeah. Is it that guy? It's that guy.
They're in a constant VAR. It's like a VAR after every race. We're caught in VAR world. And anyway, let's stick with Dressel and the 50 fly. So he finishes third. Michael Andrew takes it out. 23.11. Would have been nice to see him go sub 23, but he looked pretty happy with that. And then Rose there in second spot. Dressel finished strong, which was probably a positive sign going towards his 100, even though he was still 1 second off his all-time best. Why is Dressel here at this meet? I get the feeling like he's here, one, to race through it for race practice to get his fitness back quicker. But I think even more so, he's here for the team. He's that team guy. He loves the team. He loves Florida. He's there. He gives them energy. And it comes in different forms. It doesn't have to be in him winning races, but it can be him giving advice to some of the younger athletes. It can be him cheering on his teammates. And I think that's the thing that's going to bring him back to the pool. That's what he loves the most at the moment. Is it's not about me winning. It's not about me, making this US team. It's about me being the best possible teammate I can be for my Florida team. And then I use that energy that Katie's produced and the other Florida athletes produce that motivates me to get back in the pool and make a charge for Paris next year. What do you think?
You know, the problem here, Kurt, is you're presuming this.
Well, if he's not going to say anything, we may as well presume until otherwise known.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like, look, it just sets a bad precedent for anyone else that doesn't want to feel like they have to talk to the media. It's like, oh, well, the leader of the U.S. team, the best swimmer in the world, doesn't have to do it, so why should I have to do it? So then young kids think to themselves, oh, I'm having a bad swim. I don't want to say nothing now. I don't want to talk to the media. So it's like, that's my take on this is like, you're at the meet, talk about your swims. You just had a great swim. You got yourself on the podium. Say something like any other athlete would at this meet where you have your swim, you get a microphone in your face at the end of it and say, how was the swim? Simple as that. It could be something as simple as that, but not to say anything and continue to avoid the media. I think this build-up now is getting a little, I don't know. I'm going to shut up. Megs, what do you think?
bit of a circus. It's like an act. I think it's a bit of a circus, and I think.
Oh,
I don't know
someone's
if you
having
can
a change
kind
of
of.
heart here. Someone's having a change of heart.
Yeah,
A couple
I
days
have
ago.
had a little bit of a change of heart because it's kind of just like a little bit frustrating, is because I want to know kind of what he's going through, and you can't really help someone if you don't really know what they're going through. And I think, like Brett said, like you can't. He's a role model, whether he likes it or not, right? He's a role model, so people look up to him, and people are going to be like, "Oh, well, I don't have to do that because he didn't have to do it." So I think that's, he's a role model, and he is a leader. So whether he likes it or not, he's a bit of a team leader. So I think just kind of the things that he goes about, like he's trying to let the swimming do the talking, but at the moment it's not that fast.
At the moment, he's letting all his teammates do the talking. Everyone keeps bringing up Dressel in the interviews, right?
Yeah,
Ledecky's talking about Dressel. I mean,
that's what's frustrating.
Look, and I get it. He is probably a great teammate. People seem to like this guy a lot. He's a very charismatic guy.
I like him a lot. I love Caleb Dressel.
Likes him a lot.
I love Caleb Dressel.
This was the team captain that left World Championships that hadn't said a word yet. That's a problem.
You're swimming at the meet. You just got on the podium. So just here's the microphone. Say something. How was the swim? How was the 50? How'd you feel about that? Like every other swimmer who at the end of the race is puffing and huffing and they got their goggles on and they're waving at their family and they're trying to get the feeling of like, oh, what just happened to me? The microphone goes in their face and they answer a question. Everybody's doing it.
I don't know what he's scared. Like he must be scared or something, or scared of the media is going to kind of portray him in a different way, or and not be kind to him or something. But I don't know. There's a lot of people that support him. He's obviously a popular teammate, because they wouldn't say those things if he wasn't a popular teammate. So they care, right? They care absolutely about him. So I don't know. Someone's advising him. That's the only thing that I can kind of pick out of this situation. But like you said, Kurt, like I don't think he is. Like he's trying to be a good teammate, but he wasn't really that good at Worlds, and he's still, is not really coming out and saying too much now. And he's letting his teammates do it. I just think, whether that comes with being the greatest swimmer in the world, right? The pressure, the media, the sponsors, the money, that all comes with it. You can't take one thing and not the rest.
Well, hey, Megs, you've been a professional athlete. I've been a professional athlete. And these people that say, Brett, you shouldn't have an opinion. You know what? I have an opinion because I've been a professional athlete for 7 years.
Yeah.
I traveled the world with the Australian team. I had the same stuff that I went through. I had to support a family while I was a professional swimmer. I had 2 kids while I was a professional swimmer. I had to do all that. So don't talk to me about pressure. I know the pressure. I lived it. Okay. That argument is BS when it comes to me and you, Megs, who have been professional swimmers. So like we are allowed an opinion because we've been there and we've done that. And it is time to talk about your performances at the meet. Sonny, you're being very quiet. It's making me uncomfortable.
I think everyone's making great points.
Uncomfortable.
No, everyone's making great points. No, look, I don't think he has to talk about anything about the last year, but you finish the race and you talk about your race. I mean, Megan put it perfectly because she's seen it from Katie's point of view. That's uncomfortable to have to talk on his behalf. And I don't know, did they have like a team meeting before it and be like, this is what we can say about Caleb, this is what we can't say? Like, because everyone's going to be asked about him. I don't know.
Yep,
it's just like walking on eggshells, right? Like, what can I say about him? What can I not say about him? Like, and you shouldn't be spending your interview after you've had like one of the best 800 freestyles and having to talk about somebody else. Like that's super, sunshine should be on you, not somebody else. Like stop asking about that person just because they're not talking to the media. That's what frustrates me is like, hey, Katie Ledecky, greatest of all time. Absolutely. Let's talk about her. Don't even talk about Dressel. So that's what I get annoyed about.
I think Kurt had a good point yesterday or 2 days ago when this is really kind of like the Naomi Osaka thing, right? Where she kind of just said, like, I'm not doing any interviews. I'm not doing any social media. And if you guys don't allow me to do that, then I'm out. Then I will just stop playing tennis. And that's where we are, I think, as a whole for these athletes. So look, as long as the guidelines from USA Swimming or World Aquatics say like, yo, you do or do not have to do media, like they really are the ones that make the rules. It's just like Marshawn Lynch. He didn't want to go do interviews after the game. He doesn't. And he said that over and over again. He got fined many times because he wouldn't talk to the media. But
you know what we had?
Contract.
We had Ian Hansen, who was the middleman between, hey, Brett, I'm going to protect you here. I'm going to give you exactly what you need. I'm going to tell you what to say, who to talk to, and we're going to walk in and walk out. I'm going to grab you when it's time to leave. Like, we had a manager who knew how to manage. We had a mentor in that division. I don't know who's the person that's doing it for USA Swimming. It doesn't seem like they have the Ian Hansen. Kurt, you tell me, mate.
I feel for US Swimming because I think they're stuck in between. It's like it's not their call almost. It needs to come from that Florida group. Like, if it's not Caleb's management or someone there that, like I said a couple of days ago, to take that easy win, take that NBC one-on-one with Rowdy, and and just get it out there and get on with it. As you see, what Chase Kalish there, 4:15, 7:8. But yeah, just to top it off, I think it's the hypocrisy that hurts everyone the most. I said when you become a professional athlete, you've got to pay to play. And it's a bit like being an actor. When you become an actor and you get these big movie roles, you have to go and do the junket to promote the movie, to make the money, to get it done. But you get actors that at the start of their careers come out and what's a great example? Keanu Reeves is a great example. He came out at the very beginning of his career and he was like, I'm not, I'm going to do my movie, but I'm not going to do any sponsorships. I'm not going to do any promotions. I'm not doing any of that. My private life is private. If you please leave me alone. And they do. The media respect his privacy. But he doesn't do any, you know what I mean? Keanu Reeves isn't on TV promoting cars or, soft drinks or anything like that. Where the hypocrisy comes in is that when you still have to keep up with your own sponsors, and obviously Dressel's online there taking care of a numerous amount of sponsors that he has to take care of. But when the people that are most interested in him and most care about him are us at the swimming media, the people that love swimming, that love to see him race, love to see him back in the pool, and they're the people that he's kind of turned his back on and won't speak to. I think that's where it gets that's where it gets pretty hard.
Yeah. Brett, if you have an opinion and Caleb has one as well, what gives your opinion precedent? You're mixing all this up, right? You're mixing it up.
Or just chill.
Just chill. Caleb is entitled to do whatever he wants when he's away from a competition. My thing is, now he's in competition. He's just like every other athlete. And what I'm saying is it sets a bad precedent for athletes who are competing to say, I don't have to talk to the media. That's not good for swimming. We're trying to promote swimming. We're not trying to say, hey, if you don't want to answer questions to the media, you don't have to. When you're at a meet and you're competing, like every other professional athlete in the world, you lose the NBA finals, you go up and you do the press conference. The list goes on and on and on of professional athletes who have to answer to the media in every single sport there is. Swimming is no exception. Caleb is no exception. When you're at home, when you're training, you do whatever you want, however you want. Don't talk to anybody. When you're at the meet competing for the national championships and you're the best swimmer in the world, everybody's watching you and everybody wants to hear from you when you finish a race, just like every other athlete. So that's why my opinion has precedence here, because it's a fact. That's the way it should be.
Well, unless that's what USA Swimming wants. If the rules say you don't have to do it, you don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to, then that's fine. But USA, I feel like, what are the rules for their media, right? Like, they're just like, I
think unless you're on before you're on team, I don't think there are any, there are no rules. What jurisdiction does US Swimming have over Dressel when he's racing for his club? They can't force him to do anything unless if he's on team, he signs a contract. Then you have commitments that you have to do. I think what I reiterate with Brett as well, if he obviously through his issues, he leaves Worlds and he doesn't come back, he goes to the farm, if he stays at the farm for the rest of his life and he doesn't have to, mate, that's it. Fine, he doesn't do media. But when he made that decision to come back here to swim, that changes everything. When he comes back, then all bets are off. Then you have to step up and do something. Like you have to do it.
Yeah, I've had
And
enough.
I think
Like,
it'll all
And you know
be.
what? It's going to happen. It'll happen. He's going to have to talk about it. What if he wins the 100 fly? Is he just going to brush the pool deck interview and just walk off?
And I think it's all positive, right? I honestly think because he's got such a big fan base that people will get around him, and people just you don't have to you don't have to answer any questions from last year. Like, that's okay. Like, if the main thing is like you enjoy swimming and you're okay, right? That's the main thing I think about mental health and swimming. But you can be positive. Like, the media can be positive to him and for him. Just ask him how his race was. How's it feel getting back in the water? That's all. Even if you answered 2 questions, how was it? How'd you feel? You know, did it feel good to be back in the water? You know, like that's all you need. 2 questions.
Megs, I'm gonna go full screen here.
Oh, wow.
I love Caleb Dressel. That's my first statement.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Dressel's the best swimmer in the world. That's the number 2 statement. I can't speak highly enough of what I think of Caleb Dressel. Okay, number 3. Number 4 is he has a responsibility as a professional athlete to talk to the media when you're at a championship meet. That's it. Okay, simple as that. I'm not arguing against whether I like him, whether I love him, whether I think he's incredible. That is all proven fact. The guy is amazing. You're at a championship meet. You have to talk to the media. You can't set an example like that for all the other kids on the pool deck. You can't expect swimming to go to the next level if the superstars refuse to talk. It's silly. It's just silly. That's it. Let's move on.
Foster went 4:13.1 in the 400 IM, that last heat.
Yeah, he's on form. That's for sure. So he's having
a sidetrack.
He was at 3:10, came back in 1:03, so he was chilling. He was doing catch-up drill on the way home.
He was just chilling.
Well, why don't we wrap last night's action with those breaststrokes as well, as much as Brett's pumped for it. Lilly King, 229.5, the world champ. At the end of the day, for King, the 200 breaststroke is the one thing she doesn't have. She doesn't have the Olympic title. And you look through the history of it, recent history as well. Amanda Beard got it in 2004. Rebecca Soni went back-to-back in Beijing and London. It's the only thing missing from the trophy cabinet, and I think she'll get it. Just the way she swims it. And I think she's starting to figure it out that she can maximize her front-end speed and hang on. And then we saw Kate Douglas again, what a meet she's having. Obviously, bronze at Worlds last year, second here. And what a mix as well. What do you swim? I swim 100 freestyle and 200 breaststroke. So this is that next generation of kids as well that just doesn't care. They can do all kinds of crazy mixes. But I think this is it. This is the last throw of the dice for King in Paris, and it's all eggs in that 200 basket.
I actually thought that was a great race last night. I watched the 200 breast for women. I thought I was intrigued. It was thrilling, and I was really kind of surprised with how Lilly held on. Usually she's not kind of that back half 200 girl. And you know what I love about her the most is, like, when it comes down to toughness of racing, you talk about Kaylee McEwen, being able to race anyone, anywhere. Lilly King is the epitome of that. Like, if you step up on the blocks next to Lilly King, she is going to race you no matter what. And you better be game ready. Right. And one of the best young swimmers in the world got that lesson last night. Lilly King touched the wall and basically looked around and said, you know what, like,
she spit in the water.
Yeah. Like, she spit in the water. It's like, there you go, bitches, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly what you said. Look, this girl's
bring
not
it
in
on,
college
bitch.
anymore. She's not in college anymore.
Yeah.
The only person anyone's ever talked about for this entire year is Kate Douglas and how amazing she is and how many records she broke. And no one picked Lilly King to win that 200 breaststroke last night. Everyone said Kate Douglas was going to do it, and she went out there and smoked her from the beginning to the end. It was amazing.
Dogged. She's dogged, that girl.
Did she go into 107? I saw that split.
Yes.
That's courageous. Like, in a 200 breaststroke, that is very courageous. And she did want it more.
Do you think she can still get one of these spots in the 100 then?
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. She's got confidence now as well. Like, Lilly doesn't probably need any more confidence. She's a pretty confident swimmer. So, Yeah, I
Just
mean,
got a lot
yeah,
of
watch out in
confidence
that
from that.
100.
Who has the 100
Yeah.
breast world record? Who's the world record holder? Is it Lilly?
Lilly King.
Yeah, why are we debating whether or not the world record holder who just won the 200 is going to...
Actually, I think in my brain, I was thinking about Kate Douglas.
Yeah, okay. No,
Like,
can
Kate Douglas beat her in the 100 and get her back? Because we still got Lydia Jacoby there, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe Lydia doesn't even make it.
No, Lydia makes
Be a
it.
good race.
No, it'll be a good race.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
that will
saying.
be.
I think what Lilly is, I think she's concentrating more on the 200 than the 100, and I think that may affect the 100 a little bit more. The only way I think King can lose the 200 is just her pacing, because she has such an incredible turn of speed. Can she go out too fast at a big at a big meet, and that maybe cost her in that final 25? Because where she won that race last night was the first 50. She was just out so quick, and Douglas just couldn't close that gap up. So she uses that speed, and we've seen it at Swim League for 3 seasons straight as well, where she just uses it. She turns the speed on, she turns it off, she can turn it back on again, like a tap. So
the other thing is, I don't know if you guys caught this, but they did a little bit of a close up. She walked over to her coach, Ray Lewis, and they just had the camera on her for a while, and she was kind of like going through her race strategy plan type thing. And if I was doing a little bit of lip reading at that point in time, I could read her lips, and it was like she was saying some basically what I said, like, I wasn't losing that. I wasn't losing that race. It was pretty cool, kind of just to read her lips and watch her expression of like talking through the race, and it was interesting.
Yeah, I also don't know where we're getting the fact she's not concentrating on the 100 or she's now 200. She went 30 flat for 50 breast the other day. This girl's going to have a great 100 breaststroke. I don't know where we're getting that information from. But also, this is a great comment. I'm a big fan of my friend Evgenia Chikhanova. I really hope she gets to race sometime soon, because she's damn good, and it's a real shame that she's 217. She needs to race soon. She's the best.
Are they banned from competing at all, even under a different flag or whatever?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
217 is moving. That's 3 seconds faster than that last night is really impressive. And it is. It's sad assuming that we don't get to see that. We don't get to see the best of the best.
The Olympic champ's not going either to Worlds, is she?
Tatiana.
Yeah. Is she going?
Was she one of the ones from Rocco who is going?
Yeah, I can't remember which one is and which one isn't.
I think she might be going. I might be wrong, but I think she's one of Rocco's few that is going.
Okay. Well, that'll be good. At least she's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jenna Strosh, silver. She got silver last year at Worlds in the 200. She's not going, so it's up for grabs.
Might be working out nicely for King in the end for that 200. Men's 200. Matt Fallon, 207.71, 6th fastest American all time. Phenomenal swim, pacing wise. 7th at the halfway mark, came through. Take nothing away from that, but just one criticism of it. If you want to play with the big boys, you're going to have to get sub 207, and you're not going to go sub 207 going out that slow. So if he gets the front end speed sorted, he'll be fine. But that's not going to cut it in the international level. Stubbleby
Cook can do it.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
We got the splits of that, what he went out in. It was almost negative split.
Came home like a rocket.
Almost negative splitted it. But
Stubbleby
Cook's going at 205 with his this is still 207.7. That's a lot. That's a big drop. That's almost 2 seconds.
Still out way faster than that.
Yeah, he went 102, 105 last night. Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is that kid should have been on the Worlds team last year, but if I remember correctly, he pretty much said I got to take some school exams or something, so he skipped World Trials.
And that's good for him. 207.1. It's decent. He got on the plane, so he kind of just did his job. I'd like to see him go faster at Worlds. So hopefully he gets out.
207.7.
Yeah, 207.7, not 207.1.
Yeah.
Yes.
We speak about the men's 200 backstroke and how it's pretty weak source of men's 200 breaststroke. It is pumping. Like Stubblety
Pumping.
Cook, Sato, Marchand, Kaminga. Like, it is on.
You know what's
Marchand's
crazy
not
too?
swimming at Worlds, right?
No, he's not.
No, he's not doing Worlds.
He's doing
the
200
200.
fly without Melock there. So he's going to probably have a good race there.
Yeah.
Nick Fink didn't make it in the 200. So he's got to make it in the 100.
Did he finish last in that?
He didn't
Final?
finish last, but he finished fourth.
Oh, fourth. Okay.
Yep.
Same,
Gotcha.
mate,
Fourth
Brett.
is even
Fourth
worse.
last.
So we got
Fourth is
two new
last.
American breaststrokers in the 200 swimming for the first time. They're at the
Cool.
at the big dog meet. Josh Matheny from
The
where's
rookies
he
are
from?
on.
Indiana.
A lot of rookies on this team, and I would probably suggest probably the most rookies on a US team in a long time when this meet ends up, and a lot of teenagers too, a lot of kids.
Well, I think definitely the biggest thing is on the women's side, you have these super powerhouse people. You know, you have the Katie Ledecky, you got a Regan Smith, you got a Lilly King. These are all veterans. Everyone knows who these people are. They always show up. Plus all these other young pieces that are coming in. The women's team is really looking good. On the men's team, it's like, who's the leader of this team? Carson Foster is like a huge veteran. Like, he's going to swim on like one relay. It's got all these new people. It's completely different. The women's team is really looking very impressive meet so far. All right. Are we at the circle seated heats finally? At
Yes.
this 100 butterfly?
No, we're on heat 5. There's 9. So
Wow.
we're a couple away.
Ryan
Couple
White
more.
about to jump in the water. Lindsay
Ryan
Looney about to jump in the water. Heat 5 out of 9.
Anyone get DQ'd for a dolphin kick here?
Every heat.
We've spoken about a lot of hits in the meet, but there's been a lot of misses as well. Dressel to one side. Thoughts on your other big misses so far? Flickinger, Casas,
Yeah.
Trenton Julian, Claire Curzan. There were 4 that came to mind for me straight away. What do you guys think, and what do people think in the comments?
I don't think Shane Cassis is going to make this team. Maybe he can. I don't know, but he's not swimming well. The 100 flies is that kid should be going 50 point. He was going 50 point at every meet, every tier pro swim series, 50 point.
Sonny, we've said this before. The most talented athlete in the world and the most disappointing.
Well, he's been on 155, 2 IM. He's been 50 point low, 100 fly. Yeah. He's done back. He's backstroke short course world champ. How was he not on this team already? Like,
his 100 freestyle was. He didn't even make it back.
He pulled out the B final after going 48.9. He was 8.2 in like February Pro Series. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's
not good.
He seems like a good guy as well. Like, I've had a few interactions. He's a and he's what the sport needs, a super athletic, talented boy. And is he still with Eddie?
Yeah.
He's still at Texas, yeah.
If Eddie can't work out the psychology with him, I don't know who else is better for the role, right?
And the Texas guys it's not like they're swimming slow. I mean, they've already put a bunch of guys on the team. They just put 3 dudes on the 200 freestyle relay, 4 dudes on the 200 freestyle relay or something.
Nathan, tell us more about this. Was you at Texas practice? Like, this is insane.
156.
Mm-hmm.
Was he suited or not?
I freaking hope he was shaved and tapered as well.
They do. That's weak. That's weak. 200 back. He's a legend.
156.
He's so talented. It's just ridiculous how talented he is, and he just doesn't put it together at these big meets.
It's funny too. Like he came in as like a backstroker, that was really like his thing, and then he popped 155, and he could just do anything. It's like what does he focus on? He could go 47 in the 100 freestyle,
He had like a good world short course, like within the last few years, didn't he? Like
2021, he won the 100 back. Yeah,
that was his meet. Like he had a. We talked a couple of years ago. He had a good meet. Like, I mean, so talented. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
even
weakness
weakness that he's got too many options, and he's got the pick of it all, and he can't specify enough. Is that a problem?
Maybe.
I think that's kind of been my argument in the past. Is like, hey, what are you focusing on here? Are you just a jack of all trades, or are you going to dominate a couple of events here? Like he could literally dominate a few events, but the problem is he can do everything, but he's all over the shop. I don't think maybe he's just not being managed as well as he probably should be. I mean, he's just an immense talent.
Yeah.
Still got a few more chances.
He was one of those guys that the men's team really needed to like step up at this meeting and just knock it out of the park. Just as the women's team needed Kate Douglas and Gretchen Walsh to do the same thing, which they have. Shane Cassis could have been the guy that went 47 to kick off, win the 100 freestyle, and then boom, everything else would have just fallen into place. But I don't know what's going on. This
is his other problem here is like I don't think that he's the most consistent when it comes to doing all the little things right. I think he relies on his talent too much at times, maybe. And yeah, again, this comes down to kind of the management. When you're in college, you're kind of under the thumb of the college program. When you're a professional athlete, a lot of this is on you. And if you're not being held accountable,
if you're not showing up to morning practice, yeah, that's.
Do I not see Regan Smith in this 100 fly?
Did not start.
She meant to be in lane 4.
She is. She's out.
Yeah.
Alex Shackle first to the wall.
Wow.
She's not doing 100 fly.
That actually opens a spot up for Shackle too.
Well, let's make our predictions, Nate, because you've been getting us hyped all morning for this 100 fly showdown.
Yeah.
All the players, potentially the best race. Regan Smith was one of our picks.
She's gone 56. She's gone 56 here. Shackle's gone 56.
She's taking the shackles off. Look out.
Shackle's gone 56.
Hey, good one, Maggie.
Took the shackles off. I like that.
57-8.
57-8, okay.
It was not 56.
57-8.
And that's not going to cut it. We got Kate Douglas. We got Kate Douglas in this. We got
Husk has got to be
Tori Husk
frothing for it. She needs this one.
She broke her American record last night. The only person that went faster was Gretchen Walsh. So she just went a PB in the 50 fly. Her 100 free wasn't that great, but I think she's going to be all right. Look, she needs to make the team. This is her event. She's the world champion from last year, long course. My money's on Tori Husk, but Kate Douglas is in this thing. Gretchen Walsh is in this thing. Her team
and pressure on Claire Curzon comes up now. She hasn't had a bad meet, Curzon. She's been unlucky. Like she's just been thereabouts, but just hasn't really nailed it.
This could be the swim then.
Not been great.
I'm UVA here. I think it's a Douglas Gretchen 1-2, and I think Tori's getting her third bronze of the meet. Look at Gretchen's starts are so good, aren't they?
Very
it's funny because Rowdy was slating her start because her reaction was like 0.75, but she won to 15. I'm like, no, your start's as good as how fast you get to 15, not how fast you get in the water. She gets up to 15 well.
She's so big. She just looks slow off the start because she's so freaking big compared to everybody.
Record split 0.01 off
26.0. She's moving.
She's moving. Yeah, she looks good.
The UVA 1-2. It's happening tonight. You heard it here. Probably not first, but you heard it here at a time.
I mean, this is just such a big meet for Gretchen Walsh, who I think she went 55 in the 100 freestyle.
Dude, she's crushing this. Look at this. She's smoking.
Yeah, light work. 7-0. Yeah, light work.
Okay.
I think she was trying. I think she
but you've all had you've had meets where you start to you put it together, don't you? You have one great swim, like her first day, that 53-1, 100 free, where she got third, and then the rest, the dominoes just fell for her. And now the confidence is up, and you just can't get enough racing, can you? You want to do everything.
Yeah, confidence is key, I think, to racing, and consistent as well. So she's 57.0 in the morning is really good. I think if she can tidy up that last 35 meters, she'll be really hard to beat.
Is Natalie Hines going to make it back, you think, or are we seeing the end of Natalie Hines?
Well, her and Erica Brown, really. Do you think Erica Brown and Natalie Hines? Do you think they'll make it another US team?
It's going to be tough.
It's tough. They got these new young studs coming through who are just so dominant.
Yep. Tori Husk looks real good.
Yeah.
Oh, real good.
She's always looking good the first 50, though.
Oh no,
Oh, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Over here,
Nate's gonna win another $100, and we didn't even bet money. Oh no.
Why? What did Nate say?
I was just Tory Husk all the way, man.
Yeah, literally his only prediction was Tory Husk.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for me. I'm actually behind on the coverage for once.
Good, yeah.
Oh,
What?
good.
What happened? Oh, that's right. You changed cities, yeah. She doesn't look that great. She looks okay.
67.3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
blazing this morning in the fly.
No. Gretchen
What
Walsh.
did Natalie Hines just go there?
I don't know. It weren't sharp.
What
sharp.
suit is she wearing, Sonny?
It's just a new color of the Venzo, but it's super
It's a
cool.
new color, yeah.
It's
I
the
like
Australian colors, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks really nice. I quite like it. Bit of a
Kate
color
Douglas
pop.
was in that heat.
Yeah.
Natalie
75.
Hines,
Kate Douglas,
59.6.
57.5.
Yeah.
We'll see if the results are up.
Yeah.
Of course they aren't.
Cool. 8.6 to make it back. That was not. Wow. I'm slightly let down.
Yeah,
Regan
me
Smith
too,
has
actually.
done it.
Yeah. I thought we were going to have some 56.9s, like pop, at least.
Yeah. Huh. Well, now it's
They have
Kate Douglas
qualifying
like
time?
crazy.
Are they just FINA qualifying time?
Yeah.
For these?
Yeah, they didn't put an extra standard on it. Natalie Hines, 25th there. Oh, God. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Well, her real event, has been to make these teams has been the 100 freestyle, which
Relay. Yeah.
didn't happen. But
She moved from Georgia back to Florida recently. And seemed like she was having more success at Georgia when she was there.
Everyone's getting on the Thomas Harmon train now. Look, we've got JB saying he's going to win. So 16-year-old can do. I mean, the top three guys really, Cassis, Dressel, and Michael Andrew. I mean, Michael Andrews won one race, so I can't exactly say he's off form, but I think he's been sketchy all season, to say the least.
The underground money is coming from the kid that got second in the 50. What's his name?
Dare Rose. Yeah. I like him.
That's where the underground money is. They're saying he's going to pop 100 fly.
Whoa.
Yeah. Again, another kid coming out of Cal.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah. I got the underground inside word.
Is Michael Andrew doing the 100 fly?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll submit. So you heard that from the same source that said Jack Alexi's going to win the 100 free.
Yeah. His name is David Marsh.
Same source, yeah, same source. How'd you know? Damn it, I was trying to keep that quiet.
Underground source.
Same source. Yeah, David Marsh.
My dad.
What was I going to say about Michael Andrew? Does Michael Andrew swim the double tomorrow, the 2 IM and the 50 free, or is he
He's
just
not even entered the 2 IM? He's not even entered.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So he's just that's what I was thinking, because he's doing all this stroke change for his freestyle. So he's been talking this freestyle up for a while. So
I thought the last time we had him on the show, he was doing 3100s by himself in some community pool.
yeah.
What does Michael Andrew swim in Paris next year?
53.
Does he make it anything else?
He could make it in the 100 fly.
You can make it in the 2 IM if you wanted to.
Yeah.
100 breast. Yeah. I mean, he's
pretty good. He's pretty good.
I'm just saying, what do you think? I'm not saying he's not good. Of course he's good.
He's got options.
But what do you think he'll target, like, come the Olympic year, outside of the 53?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, if Dressel's back in shape, then no one's going to beat him in the 100 fly. He might have a lot of competition. Right now, men's breaststroke is not that great in America. We still have he's still the number one breaststroker typically in the 100. He was on the Olympic relay. We'll see if he can beat like Nick Fink and Cody Miller. But I mean, there's, other than Matt Fallon, who's more of a 200 guy, there's no one showing up ripping 58. Like it's pretty amazing in America. We don't have 5 or 6 dudes under a minute, a couple guys under 59 yet. It's not been great.
Nathan's had 2 comments today, and they're both in gold. He's targeted the widest breast kick in history. Have you seen the pictures?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah.
He's out here. Like, oh yeah, he does have.
I think Alfonso is so far from the mark. He absolutely needs to do the 2IM. It's freaking brilliant, and he is so close to being a world record holder. He and he's shown he can change technique now. Whether or not it's positive, we'll see on this 53 tomorrow. But I'm all for him. There it is.
Look at that one up top there. That is wild. Click on that. Let's expand that out.
But he's still so young as well. He's still only, 24? Like, to me, in my mind, he's like the Benjamin Button of swimming. He's been around for so long. He's like Paul Rudd. Like, I feel like he never ages because he's just started at such a young age. It feels like he's 34. He's only 24. He's still got a big future. But just questions around his endurance for mine. Like,
look at that. Holy hell.
He can do the splits, surely. He can surely do the splits. He is doing the split.
You would not teach that ever, but it's so effective for him.
It's the amount of drag he causes, but, it doesn't matter because he goes forward fast.
That's strange, isn't it? Very strange. But, I think he's gonna pop a 53 tomorrow. It was interesting in the comments last night when we did the interview after the race, which I thought was very big of him. He talked about that was an inside joke there. No one laughed at that.
Stop it.
He did the interview after the race. He said he was very nervous. More nervous than he'd been in years for this event. So, he's obviously putting pressure on himself now to be that leader in the swimming community. And he's got to show up and perform. And again, we all feel the pressure. Like every professional athlete feels it. It's not uncommon for any talk about that. Like that's it. It's just you get up there and you say, and then any time it's like you can relate to that, like that's good stuff. It's just being honest.
What's up with your internet, bro?
All right. But Mikey commented here. I don't understand how Michael goes significantly faster in season than at this meet, but I think that's probably why he's nervous because normally he swims fast at every meet and then he's confident. This year, he's not been fast at every meet. He raced 50 freestyle literally 9 days ago and went 22-1. How much can you drop in 9 days in a 53, Brett?
You could drop a few tenths, So what did he go the other day? 21.8?
22-1.
No, didn't he go under 22?
He went 21.7 about 6 weeks ago, but literally 9 days ago, he was 22-1.
Oh, right. Yeah, like 21.7 in season. He can go 21. He can go 21.4 at this meet. I think anything under that, I don't think his stroke's ready for anything under that. He's obviously very fast and powerful, so he can get his way through it. I don't think he's as clean as he needs to be in that technique yet, and I think that'll be exposed to you when he's rested and shaved and got his suit on and in a competition setting. But I think he can pop a 21.4. That's where I'm putting my money. I don't think he's going to be as fast as Cam McAvoy. Cam McAvoy is going to go into the World Championships as the number one time in the world.
All I know is the meet that he went 21.7, he went 22.8 for 50 fly, and he went 23.1 yesterday. I'm saying he goes 21.9.
Yeah, he might. I was being nice.
But also, I don't have a clue. He could go anytime he wants.
Yeah, he could. He's like a mystery box.
He is.
Somewhere between 21.4 and 21.9 is where he'll be. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, there it is. That's from the same source as that Dare Rose is going to go big. When is Dare Rose up? I'm buzzing for Dare Rose.
All right, here's... Oh, sorry.
Who's that? Who was that? The Wolfpack. 52-3. Noah, hey? He wants the crowd. He wants the crowd to erupt on that 52-3.
It was the other thing I said in the chat earlier. I said I got a feeling Wolfpack, Braden Holloway. He always gets a couple of guys in this final heat. This was a Wolfpack swimmer that no one's ever heard of. There's a bunch more coming, so we'll see how these guys do. Luke Miller, the fastest man on a kickboard, he's in here.
The two fly NCAA champ Hayes.
Yep, Aiden Hayes is in here, and the kid who got second in the 200 IM is in this too.
The kid who got second in the 200 IM.
Yeah, well, behind Leon. I think his name is Arsenio.
Yes.
Bustos,
yeah.
Bustos.
Oh, he's up now. He's next to Hayes. The two Wolfpacks, Michael Andrew and the Holman, all in one heat.
Predictions.
Oh, it's the young boy.
51-3. 51-3 Holman. 51-3.
I like that, Brett. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
Nate, send your text.
What happened
It's
to
fine.
lane 2 underwater?
Yeah. Did he slip?
Stinger.
Oh,
Was that lane 2?
yeah.
Yeah.
He slipped on the block.
I don't know. Either that or he has the worst start
Or
ever.
he's really bad.
Oh, that was the poor kid from Auburn.
Michael Andrew ain't messing around though. He's heard our stream. He had our stream on his earbuds.
Yeah.
And he's like fired up.
Oh,
Wait, who's in 3 looks really good.
These guys are talking shit about my
That's
breast.
the young boy. Lane 3 is the 16-year-old who's going past Michael Andrew now.
Yeah. Andrew looks out.
Yeah.
I thought Holman was in this. Where's Holman?
Yeah,
He
he
just
just
won.
51-7.
51-7. Yeah.
Oh, 51-7. Okay.
Right. What happened to lane 2? I can't get over it. What?
You got a leg cramp off the start.
I'm rewinding.
Oh, I thought Hellman was in lane 5. I was
Dude,
looking at the wrong guy.
That kid has really grown even more in the last year. I mean, he's only like 16, right?
52-4 is not good enough. That's not good.
Who was 52-4?
Michael Andrew just went 52-4.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
Shane Cassis can't miss this event now, can he? Please, I really want Shane to go 50-point right now.
but
I really
what about
want him to.
like Holman's 16 years of age? Like,
He's
Do
just
we
going to
have-
get better.
yeah, like with Michael Andrew, is his biggest weakness coming back? Like his endurance? Is he doing
No.
enough work to get back?
Yes, if he does his proper work, he's doing enough work. USRPT is freaking tough, and he can come back and has come back in a load of races. He's just not having a good season.
Yeah. And look at all the guys that are just training for the 50 that are knocking 100 freestyles out of the park.
Cassis looks okay at first 50.
Come on, Shane. I'm back in
23-7 at the 50. Dare Rose and Shane Cassis and Ryan Murphy all within 1/10 of one another.
Why have we not talked about Ryan Murphy in the 100 fly? Because he's like winning right now, and he's been 51 this season. Ryan Murphy looks unreal.
He's not very good though, is he? Like he's not a good.
No one ever said he's not good, Brett.
Here's Dare Rose. Look at Dare Rose coming back. Oh,
Woo!
Dare Rose is going to take this,
Points.
folks. 50.87.
Whoa!
Now we're talking.
Oh, that hit was fast.
That was a fast heat.
Who gave the little inside info there? Yeah, that's right.
No,
Dude, Dressel ain't going 50-point.
no, he's not making the team.
Oh,
No.
nods.
No,
Dude,
he's not going 50-point.
That guy's good.
Dare Rose. There we go, guys. Huh?
Murphy,
Cassis,
51-3
51-3.
PB. Murphy,
Yeah.
the PB.
Cassis 51-3. There we go. That's better.
Oh, Cassis is going to make it later. He's going to step up. And,
Michael Andrew just did not make the A final. Just right
I-
there. Boom. Out.
Yep.
okay, we're talking about misses earlier, Kurt. We've got Grant House in this heat. Where did he come in the 200 free, Nate?
Well, look at the misses here. Jet, Dressel, Julian have all had terrible meets so far. So time to change your fortunes, boys.
Murphy might make the 100 fly.
All right, here we
Pierce
go.
will make the 100 fly once.
Dressel's in the water, folks. First
Racing.
15.
First to 15. Oh, no. Dressel's back.
He's back. He figured it out.
Dressel's back. He's back. Oh,
Yeah.
guys, Dressel looks really good. Like, genuinely looks really good.
This is the event that he.
Are you looking at the right lane, Sonny?
Lane 6.
No, dude.
Lane
He doesn't
4?
look good at all.
Lane 4?
Oh.
That was the worst turn I've ever seen him do.
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
Which I don't even know what lane he's in. What lane is he?
Four.
He's in the main lane.
He's in
ranked
4?
number 1.
Lane 6 is going really well.
Yeah. Zach Harting. Zach Harting's gonna take the win, or is it going to be Gabe Jett? The 200 fly misses
Lane
looking
2.
good on the 100.
Woo!
Yeah.
Dressel's not.
Dressel not making the final.
I think he did make. I think he might
He
have.
didn't make the final.
Are you serious?
Didn't make the A final.
No.
I think he did.
No, he just got 4th there. And the
Yeah,
winner went 51-5. Like he got 4th. He didn't
Yeah.
make. He didn't make the A final.
He might be 9th.
Does Dressel make the team in the 50 freestyle?
No,
Yes.
no. That's a power event. He's got no power. Dressel just went 51.9. Does he make?
Yeah, he's making the A final with 51.9. Surely, eighth.
I think he's ninth.
I
think he's ninth.
He's out. He's out.
He's out. Oh!
I told you he's ninth.
Ryan Murphy is second.
Murphy is not scratching. No way is Murphy scratching. He just went 51.3.
Dressel just got ninth. There we go. See?
Michael Andrew didn't make it.
All right, who you got tonight in the B final, Dressel or Michael Andrew?
Stop it, Nate. Nate, you can't ask them questions.
Social kick up in the comments section. What's up, boys? When are we doing? When are we doing like a crossover here? We should do a crossover.
Yeah, I don't know why.
How far are they from you? Because I'd love to go and see them and do social kick with them.
Well, they got 4 dudes.
You know,
they're kind of all over the place. I think.
Oh, I don't think Dressel's doing much in that 53 either. That's tough.
Dressel's not doing anything in the 53. You need power in the 53. That's the only thing I know about swimming, right? You need power and strength. He doesn't have that, okay? He's not making the team in the 53.
He went 23.3 yesterday. Who's making the 53 team? Ryan Held.
Ryan Held better show up.
Michael Andrew with the straight arm.
Well, I now
Sunny with the side, bro. Oh.
Listen. Everything I've seen from Michael Andrew on the straight arm videos is not where it needs to be. As much as his dad thinks it is. And listen, again, I'm a massive Michael Andrew fan. His stroke isn't there yet. It's getting closer, but when it's not there and you start burying your head, you don't go fast burying your head. You go fast doing what? If you want to watch fast swimming, watch Cam McAvoy. All right, that's fast swimming right there. That's how you swim it. So I don't need to explain it. Just go watch Cam McAvoy and his body position, his head position, the power he has in his stroke, the length he has in his stroke, his legs, everything is just boom. That's beautiful. So, and that's where Michael Andrew's
going to win.
I think he'll win it. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be a fast event for the US. I don't think anyone's going under 21.5 from what I've seen.
Gosh, no. All right, I gotta go to work.
What?
I have a duty.
All right, you go. We're going to stay for a second.
All right.
What about
does Ryan Murphy pull the pin to put Dressel into the final?
No, 100% no. No, Murphy's trying to make the team in the 100 fly.
He just comes second. Why would he pull out?
I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
No, he does not pull out.
It's not a charity. They're not going to be like, let's go get Dressel in the final. Oh, nice job, Dressel. 8th place. Like, come on, it's US trials.
Yeah, I didn't know what this meant at first. David Curtis is someone that we haven't talked about. Now, he hasn't popped a magic swim yet, but maybe he has one in him. Maybe it's coming.
Do you like his stroke? He's more bent arm, right?
I haven't spent a lot of time watching. I don't really watch guys that don't go under 22, So it's like there's so many guys that are 21.8 in the world. It's like it's a dime a dozen. So, when you start going 21.5, 21.6, you'll start impressing me. So I think that's where he needs to be. But again, I haven't spent a lot of time looking at his stroke.
Yeah, fair. Oh, Michael Andrews still not guaranteed a spot on the team despite winning the 50 fly. Men may reach limit on roster. I've heard they're already on 20 swimmers on the team, and there's only a roster limit of 26. So,
well, in my understanding, that obviously none of the Form 50s are official selection events. So, but they're talking on pool deck and they're doing the interviews and the news stories like they're on the team already. Like, got to get that stuff sorted.
There's tiers of qualification, if I'm not mistaken, and and based on the roster limits. So, most of the time, if you come top 6 in a relay, you will get a spot. But I think it was a couple years ago. I think was it Ryan Held who missed out, even though he comes 6th, and he was like they rank it and everything. So most of the time, yes, coming first in the 50 almost but guarantees it, but not as much as coming top 2 in a 100 or a 200.
What does this mean, Parker? Parker, what are you talking about? Cam McAvoy didn't swim the 100, so I don't know what you're talking about there. And then Caleb Dressel went 23.3 in the 50 fly last night. Cody Simpson went 23.3. Like, shit. Like, Popstar went 23.3. That's not that fast. I don't know what he's talking about, Parker. Come on, mate.
And I don't think McAvoy is concentrating on the 100. He said that. He's not concentrating on the 100 just yet. He's literally putting it all in the 50.
Yeah.
So he don't worry about the 100.
Wouldn't that be amazing for a Cam McAvoy to win the 50 free at the World Champs? That would be huge. But he's put himself in that position. I absolutely see it happening. You know, now you got to put it together on the day, but there's no one that looked as good as Cam McAvoy in the world. No one even close to looking as good as he looked. So,
has Australian ever won a long course 50 free?
No, mate, no. I think Michael Klim got a medal at the World Championships in '98 in the 50. I think he got bronze in the 50. I think that's the best we've done in the 50 at a major meet.
Yeah. Wow, that's a crazy stat. One of the best swimming nations in the world never won the 53.
Definitely never won at the Olympics, but
they don't take it seriously. They don't take male sprinting seriously in Australia. They still don't. McAvoy's changing even from what I heard on the pool deck, like not many people were patting him on the back for doing what he's doing in terms of his training. It goes against the natural narrative of how you're supposed to train in Australia. You know, like Megs, you know this, like it's all about, you do your standard 9-10 workouts, you do your gym sessions, you do your 4 to 5K each workout, you do your threshold, your VO2 max, like there's just a way that you train. And McAvoy is like changing the narrative, the script, and nobody likes it. It's making everybody uncomfortable. But that's where we're going, is like 50 free, which again should be an Olympic event. If we had 50 breaststrokers and 50 flyers, I think sprint goes to another stratosphere on how to coach it. But McAvoy, because he's doing what he's doing, is kind of out there alone right now.
Yeah, I think like even Kurt said earlier about the 200 breast being really deep, but it's because breaststroke as an event, as a stroke, is being highly developed right now. Look at how Adam Peaty swam versus how people swam in the 90s. But it's the same with sprinting. It's something that's still not super fleshed out and developed. And until we get to a point where people are training like Cam, and I'm talking programs of people training like Cam, not hey, I'm a swimmer, so I join a swimming club, and the guy in the name next to me is a 1500 national champ, and I'm a 50 national champ, and we're doing the same set. I mean, Brett can tell stories of doing the same sets as all sorts of swimmers, 31's best average. And I think we need to get to a point where, the shot putter doesn't do the same training sessions as the 1500 cross country guy. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, look, if you look at track, right, like most 100-meter track runners don't train for the 200. I'm at the top end of the world is what I'm saying. They run 10 seconds and they train for 10 seconds. Now you get some crossover guys that do the 200, but you're only talking about another 10 seconds, So it's like the difference between a 100 and a 200 on the track is 10 seconds of work. It doesn't seem like a lot, but most people just specialize on the 100 at the top level on the men's side. They're big, powerful, strong athletes. And that's where we're not looking at the 50 yet. That we're not doing that in the 50 free yet. What's not true? Tell me what's not true.
Yeah, I'm curious as well.
Well, I think, Brett, like you were the first generation to come through and be like, why do I need to do 6K sessions? A question. And I think Shannon Rollerson with his squad was the first one to come in with Jody and Alice. And he was like, no, my girls, they don't need to do that. They don't need to do that much. And it's going to make them one faster, and it's going to give them a bit more longevity in the sport as well. And I think at the time he was kind of seen as a real weird, like an outlier kind of thing. And the proof was in the pudding of obviously what he delivered, especially in Athens.
Oh, he's talking about track. 200s and 100s are often trained together. Yes, I agree. But when you generally, right? But when you look at the top 100 guys, the majority of them just train for the 100, I would say. Like when I'm looking at the top guys, they don't all cross over to the 200. in the world, most people still have the attitude of like, all right, we're going to train for the 100 and 200 on the track. But when you're competing at the top level, I think even those guys specialize even for a 10-second run.
Yeah, look at the podium of the men's 200 meters at World Champs last year. I'm pretty sure none of them, Arian Knighton, these guys, Noah Lyles, they don't run the 100.
Yeah, they're not the 100 guys. Yeah,
the top three at the Worlds last year in 200 meters don't run the 100 meters. There we go.
Not competitively. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they can still beat me and you, Brett. But
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have specialists who run for 10 seconds, 9 seconds now.
Yeah.
They're specialists.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't have in swimming, right? Cam McAvoy is basically saying, hey, I want to be a specialist. And that's just not said in swimming. You're always like, we're training for the 100. We're training for the relay. We're training for, no one ever, Ben Proud is now doing this. We're starting to see people to do it now. You've got the Flo Manidoos basically saying, I'm just training for the 50. Ben Proud, so you got these guys who are like, separating themselves from the rest of the world. This is where I'm talking about the 21-8 club. The 21-8 club are all training for the 100. The 21-3, 21-2 club, those guys are training for the 50. That's a different event now. And you can't say, David Curtis could have a great 50 and pop a 21-2. It doesn't work like that. I wish you could say a few tenths were not much. A few tenths are like massive in swimming. It's day and night, So like if you're swimming 21-2, 21-3, those 21-8 guys can't hang with you. Like it's a different event,
Yeah, there's levels. There's levels to a sprint game. And I think the one thing that Megs and I especially saw at Australian age camps is every kid thinks they're a sprinter.
Yeah.
Until they have to actually do it. And you realize that 99.9% of them are not made for it.
No.
But even like what you've just said, Brett, and you've singled out a few guys there, Cam, Flo, Ben. These guys are training in very unique scenarios or situations. Ben is on his own in Gloria. James is advising him, coaching him. Flo's in a similar situation, also working with James Gibson. And he has like a program sort of built around him out in Antibes in France. But if you're someone who isn't already at that level and can afford and be helped and guided and supported financially into a situation built around you, how on earth do you become a great sprinter? Like, how does David Curtis, he doesn't swim 100 free. How does he find a situation where he can be truly treated like a sprinter? I'm not saying he's not at NC State or whatever, but there's nowhere to go. Bruno, again, a very unique situation with you and Michelle. Where do you go if you're an all-out sprinter? There's no programs or support or clubs.
Well, you have to do what Bruno did. You have to do what Cam's doing, and you have to do what Ben Proud's doing, and basically say, I'm going to take control of this. I'm going to be a 50-meter swimmer, and I'm going to put people around me who are going to help me be the best 50-meter swimmer I can. You have to basically take control of this because, what's happening in these other programs is the coaches are telling you what to do. This is my program. You're going to do this. These guys are saying, this is my career. I'm in control of my career. I'm going to be in control of my training. And that doesn't happen in the college system. You can't go to a college coach and say, hey, coach, guess what? I'm in control here. I'm going to do this my way. It doesn't happen, So these are very mature professional athletes who are at the back end of their careers, and they're saying, hey, I got 3, 4, 5 years left. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to train the way I want to train, which is ultimately, Kurt, what you're saying with me is I started to take that attitude towards the end of my career.
I think I remember seeing you do some 100 frees at, Grand Prix meets and things like this, but you just bash out that first 50 max effort and then you'd swim backstroke or whatever for the second, for the second 50. And that was kind of like a lot of eye rolls on pool deck from a lot of coaches. And I hope he's doing his thing. I also just want to reiterate that a good point that you made before is that men's 50 breaststrokes on now. Jacoby looked really good in her first swim. Obviously, she pulled out of the 200.
What's she going in the breast?
It was right up her and King. Yeah, right up there.
30.2 for Lilly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Michael Andrews back on the block again, by the way.
Here he is. But the point that the fact that these aren't Olympic events, it takes the gloss off. Do we really care? I'm the world champion in the 50 breaststroke. They should be at the Olympics. They should be.
Yeah, they should be at the Olympics. This should be an Olympic event, and you should have Olympic caliber breaststrokers training and racing for this 50. Michael looks really good here.
Michael would be a triple Olympic gold medalist if they were in the.
Yeah, 27-1. That's a good swim. Backing up after that 100 fly.
He won't have to worry about the 100 fly later. He'll pull out the B final, I'm sure. So
if he wins, he should. If he wins the breast and the fly, he'll make the team.
Yeah. He'll get on the team in the 50s. They'll get taken.
That's a really good question. Does he? Are they? I don't know.
If he wins two events, if he wins this event, they'll take him for sure. Yeah, they're not.
Guys
I think he'll be all right.
That won the individual form strokes that didn't make the team.
But like I said, if you win two events, like winning one, you kind of put yourself on the fence. You win two, it's like, we've got to take that guy. He's the best in two events for us.
They back up as well. Like, so it'll be the 5th and 6th in the 200 free that lose the first spot. Then it'll be the 5th and 6th in the 100 free that get outed. So by the time, and then it will go to all the 450 winners, and whoever has highest FINA points will go. So yeah, he's odds on, but it's just not guaranteed. If that makes sense. Here's the women's 53. Yeah, we love Michael Andrew. We would love to bring Michael Andrew. Yeah.
Breaststroke.
There's a question. Why are there no 4x50? That's a great question, Oliver. Because they brought in the mixed medley. Because that seemed like a good idea at the time, which was stupid. They should have brought in the 50s of races there. Yeah, 4x50.
Do you think you take out that mixed medley relay? That's a no-brainer. You can't take out the 1500 and the 800 now that they're in. It does frustrate me that the distance swimmers get another bite at the cherry, and then the sprinters get nothing. I think there's a bit of hypocrisy there as well. But what do you lose by putting the 50 form strokes in there?
I think they just said there's too many events on the calendar. It's just like it's too jam packed, and so they're saying it's just, I don't know. Again, there's no respect for the 50s of stroke. I don't know why would you give the 50 free the respect it deserves and not give the strokes the respect they deserve? I just doesn't make sense to me.
All I know is that the men's 800 winner won the men's 1500 at the last Olympics. The women's 800 winner won the women's 1500 at the last Olympics. And at least on the men's side, you won't get the same winner on the 50 and 100 of form strokes. You might on the women's. Well, who was that? 6'8". Was that Mr. Fink?
Lane 1? No.
Max McHugh, the yards 50 breaststroker, having a big breakout.
Max, 26.8.
26.8. Where was Fink? I think Fink was in second, right?
Someone in lane 1 had a good swim, the Auburn kid, I think.
Yeah, he
was fully claiming it.
Yeah.
Fully claiming it. Come third, number 1.
He thought he won.
I want to see what time he went now.
God, they're really holding out. This is when they all get DQ'd. I feel like there's a DQ here. I don't want to be that guy, but someone in this heat has been DQ'd.
Is this the lot? Oh, Max got DQ'd.
No.
That's what people on USA Swimming are saying, but you can't trust them.
He's out. He's out.
McHugh got DQ'd. There we go. See that? Oh, that's devastating.
He'll fight that, sure.
I was going to say.
But again, it comes back to the breaststroke. They can't be trusted, these people, these breaststrokers.
I was going to say, I've always seen him swim yards, and it's touch and go. What's 2 kicks? He does that big adjustment. Look, I don't think people get DQ'd without fire.
So explain. You get 2 kicks, right? You get the first one on the way in, and then you go another one.
No, you get 1 kick.
No. I'm not saying what the rules are. I'm saying what everyone does.
So what
they take a sneaky one at the start.
You fly kick down. No. The big fly kick is the one that goes down. So then you have to adjust yourself to be angled upwards like a tick shape. And in doing that, what you can do is as you pull, you can snap your legs down, which gives you a second bite of propulsion, and it counts as readjustment. But people do that as too big. So that's what's happening, and that's what people overstep.
You got to. Do we have to give him? Do you have to give him 2 to clear it up?
No.
Oh, I want to know if it's the same person calling this the whole day long.
They were different lanes, but I mean, how many VAR?
How do you fix? Oh, Sonny, how do you fix it? How do you fix these DQs?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you ultimately have to go to the video, and you have underwater video footage, and you see if they did 2 kicks underwater. It's just, and then you call it.
Well, like Sonny said, what's the difference between a kick and a correction? Like,
it's always going to be hard. It's a really weird rule. But people like Adam can say these DQs are ridiculous. But look, nothing against Cam Vanderberg, but he wins the Olympics and says in national everywhere, all over the world in media, goes, yeah, I done like 8 fly kicks because no one spots it and I can get away with it when the bubbles come up. We can't. You can say DQs are ridiculous. That's more ridiculous. Someone literally being like, yeah, I cheated and I got away with it, so I won. Like, that's not okay. But it's hard. Breaststroke's tough. It's tough. I think 15 meters and somehow, I don't know, just you can do as many pull-ups and whatever you want to 15. Like, at least it's measurable, but I think that's stupid as well.
That could work.
This story right here, Emre Sachi. I was at World Short Course Abu Dhabi, and he goes 25-7 and gets DQ'd for 2 fly kicks. A week later, Turkish nationals, 24-9, still the world record today. 25-7 and DQ'd, 24-9 and not DQ'd. If you can explain that to me, I'll be forever a better coach.
I say give him 2. Give him the first one in, and then give him 1 more, and then that's at least you've got it. At least it's black and white. Then it's not this correction business. But then that's going to rip obviously all the times are going to be quicker for everything then.
Yeah.
Is there another event? What's happening now?
The 1-length backstroke.
Oh wow, never ends.
Does Ryan Murphy do a 50 backstroke as well?
Megs, what time is it there? Like midnight for you?
Yeah, it's like I think it's it's late. It's dark outside. That's all. I know.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like this has gone on for a while. I'm hungry. I haven't even eaten breakfast.
Oh, it's dinner time here.
All right.
Do you think Ryan Murphy doing 50 backstroke?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he's pulling out of the 100 fly. He's going to concentrate on the 50 back. He's going to put his mate Dressel into the final, and Dressel's going to make the team from lane 8. You heard it here first.
Boom. All right. We out. Later. See you.